Salute Knicks Nation. The streets are buzzing as the Knicks get it done in the 6, 121, 115, holding on back to back. This one was grit, determination late as the Knicks surrendered a huge lead, control of this ball game in the first 3 quarters. But the Raptors made a huge run and the New York Knicks turned to their captain, Jalen Brunson, once again with a dagger 3 like deja vu, fam. And Karl-Anthony Towns was dominant early in this one, finishing strong with support from Precious Achiuwa stepping into the starting lineup once again, and Ariel Hukporti backing him up. 18 minutes off the bench, 3 of 3 solid minutes from the young Rook tonight. We're going to talk about that and much, much more moving forward into this trade deadline. Salute Knicks Nation. The streets are buzzing as we have 3 days rest right now before the big face-off between the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks on Saturday night. Knicks, that's going to be big time, right? It's going to be right after the trade deadline. What is in store? What do the New York Knicks do? Is there a twist in this story? Well, Ariel Hukporti getting major minutes tonight. Precious Achiuwa fouled out in the final possession, and Ariel Hukporti finished the game on the floor in the final possession to add spice to this storyline. And of course, Karl-Anthony Towns was strong, 27 points. Jalen Brunson, 10 of 21. Salute to the chat, El Tango, Buzzer Beater, Chance, Flizzy Flex, and Knicks Nation Replay Squad. How did you see this one? Right, we needed the captain again, and he was tired, but yeah, definitely like last night, Chance, Hukporti had words with James Dolan in the locker room last night, gave him some confidence. He stepped up in a major way, had Scotty Barnes locked up in the first quarter, second quarter as well. Big minutes from the Rook. But the captain willed us to victory once again, right? Back-to-back game balls from Jalen Brunson, right? The ball was moving and the Knicks were pushing the pace, but credit to the Raptors. They did step up their defense and made things difficult. Once again, a lack of our floor spacing did hurt at times. The Hart, Precious, and Hukporti lineups aren't great, but obviously the New York Knicks need to push the pace, get stops, and get out in transition. The half-court offense ain't the same with the same level of floor spacing as OG out there, but we found a way, right? We willed our way in this one, guys. JB gets the game ball tonight, and we look at the team stats and shout you guys out. Welcome into the post game. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and smash that like button. JB, the captain, does it once again, coming up with a huge dagger 3, right? In the last minute of this ball game, the New York Knicks got 10 steals as well. They forced 14 turnovers. No RJ Barrett tonight for the Raptors. Scotty Barnes wasn't very impactful. It was their younger fellas, Jamal Shed, Grady Dick, gave them a nice spark. But yeah, I just think it was a lack of discipline from the Knicks. And, you know, games have runs. You know, we were really comfortable. We were cruising in the first 2.5 quarters. But obviously we do miss OG Anunoby, right? And, you know, he is still day to day. We're going to bring you up to speed with the latest. And OG is just day to day. Tibbs says we'll see how he responds. So, you know, more than likely going to sit out until after the All-Star break. But Chewy got the start again. RJ Barrett was out. Yeah, you know, the Ariel Hukporti spark tonight was major. You know, absolutely major. His defense, he corrected some things from last night, and he's got safer hands, blocked a shot off Scotty Barnes as well. The Knicks put in 55 rebounds, so we did control the paint. Tip-ins from Josh Hart was major. Those putbacks late in the fourth quarter. Look at those second chance points, 24-5 off the Raptors. Absolutely bludgeon them in the paint. And is this a preview that we need to play bigger, fam? Bigger lineups. Hukporti next to Cat Mitchell Robinson next to Cat as well. We're going to talk about that moving forward tonight. Many storylines to come out of this one. Some NBA trade reports coming out as well. The Clippers, the Lakers, and the Bucks have expressed interest in Jericho Sims. So we'll talk about, are there any pieces on those teams that the Knicks could get? But Precious Achiuwa, he stepped it up. New season high for Precious. Had his moments, obviously fouled out, right? But we were playing physical. And Precious got the start, finished with 17 points, though, was a minus 14. So, some struggles on the defensive side. They were playing small, were the Raptors, moving us around. A little ill-discipline tonight from Precious Achiuwa. So, Hukporti, got to stay ready. And I think he's going to get more minutes now moving forward now. I think the Jericho Sims era with the New York Knicks is all but set to end as we wait to find out the deal that's going to come. But it looks like Jericho Sims will find himself on a new team. Played 10 seconds tonight on a final defensive sequence to end the half. But Ariel Hukporti and Precious Achiuwa, those guys need to be ready when their number's called. Johnny, what's up? Says Huck Party. Salute Troy. Can Precious get some respect? Precious, mixed bag at times, but yeah, very, very solid on the offensive side. Got 2 blocks, 3 steals on the defensive side as well. He was just a part of that funky lineup that Tibbs was playing, where the Raptors went on that run. But the plus minus is a bit misleading. But yeah, was backed up by major minutes from Hukporti tonight. +8 from the Huck with 5 rebounds, 6 points, including an alley-oop as well from Campaign. A dump down from JB. Ariel Hukporti was looking more confident tonight. Jamal Shed, I like him. He's a defensive, tenacious kind of guy, and that's what his calling card is. Since he got drafted as well. But Precious Achiuwa hit a right side corner 3 tonight as well, and a big buzzer beater that was ruled out that just missed the shot clock. Right, but Precious was really, really active. Look at the half. The Knicks dominated the first half, 68-51. That third quarter, credit to the Raptors. They made a run. They got aggressive defensively, and we were just kind of a bit lackadaisical, throwing up contested shots, getting a little bit lazy, stuck in mud in that third quarter. But JB helped pull us out. Right. But a lot of conversations now headed online about what this means moving forward, the options the Knicks have. Some of these minutes with Cat and Hukporti were really solid in the plus minus in the first half, and that's something that we're going to see more of, I feel. Right. Mitchell Robinson is getting closer, but still not cleared for his first full practice yet. So we've got the Celtics coming up, guys. Ariel Hukporti -14 last night in 8 minutes. Tonight, +14 in the first half with 6 points, 3 rebounds. So great bounce back, right? But these lineups, the New York Knicks have options right now. Mitch Light, Ariel Hukporti shows that energy. He's got a motor on him as well. Now, obviously, he's playing like a young fella. He's still got some ill-discipline issues that he's working through, but much, much better tonight than last night, right? And impactful on both sides. What up, Sandman? Michael Drake. Sandman says, what up? Love the finally Huck getting some minutes, get his shot. JB saved Tom tonight from embarrassment. Finally, can we end the Campaign experience? Give his minutes to Kolek. I think Leon Rose will be trying to look for some more ball handling, potentially, Sandman. I think, Kolek could be one, but Shamet out of the rotation tonight as well, right? He can't be traded, though, for those that are wondering. Landry Shamet, because we signed him later in the season, so he's going to stay regardless, but who knows? We might cut him. We might buy him out, but he can't be traded. Ariel Hukporti cannot be traded either, so coincide that with the minutes tonight. You know, no surprise. Ariel Hukporti getting major minutes in this one, and he can't be traded, so he's going to be part of the future, and he deserves that, right? Miguel says salute Cat at the 3 experiment, not too bad. Floor spacing is better with Cat out there, and we definitely need an extra big next to him at times. I thought Precious, yeah, you know, for the season he's been solid in his minutes, but I feel like, you know, we get a different experience when you play another 7-footer. Just like the Timberwolves had success with Hukporti, you know, with Kolek, Gobert, sorry, and Cat. But with us, with Hukporti and Cat, I think that's a lineup we need to go to a lot more. And the SCC agrees. Salute to you. Salute to the chat. I see you. Big time win. The Knicks moved to 34-17 now. Season high. 17 games above 500 as the Milwaukee Bucks and the rest of the competition tries to gain ground. But the Orlando Magic and now the Orlando Tragic, fam, 1-10 in their last 11 since Paolo Banchero got back. And no excuses for Orlando, man. Right, the New York Knicks have a window to capitalize now and stitch up a 3rd seed, potentially a 2nd seed, with the Celtics coming up on Saturday night at MSG. Right, you know the crowd and the Mecca is going to be juiced up. Right, but we're making the best of what we have. Obviously, no OG Anunoby, and I really like Precious. You know, the minutes he's giving us. You know, there was some ups and downs tonight, but NBA trainer Drew Hanlon says, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, the trade deadline, Kevin Durant. Rumors are that he's on the block right now, and the Phoenix Suns are fielding offers for a Kevin Durant potentially. There's desperation from the Golden State Warriors, desperation from the Milwaukee Bucks. There's talk that they're about to trade Chris Middleton for Kyle Kuzma. Let that sink in as well. But last night, for those that don't know, Ariel Hukporti received a visit from owner James Dolan in the locker room, a conversation. Hukporti said it's extra motivation. He's paying attention, right? I've got a theory, and this ties into obviously the news that teams are expressing interest in Jericho Sims right now. But my theory is, guys, is that James Dolan has a lot of advisors, you know. James Dolan doesn't have time to watch every single game, right? He's a billionaire. You know, he sits courtside. You know, he still knows what's happening, but not to the, you know, not the ins and outs, right? But James Dolan has advisors. He might have William Wesley in his ear. He might have Rick Brunson in his ear. He might still have Isaiah Thomas still in his ear, and he talks to people. And we've all seen it. Ariel Hukporti's been showing some flashes, couldn't get an opportunity. And I'm sure someone, you know, has been speaking to Dolan and he liked what he'd been seeing from, you know, Ariel Hukporti, especially last night at the Garden. So had a conversation with Hukporti in the locker room. And by reports, Dolan hasn't been visiting the locker room very often. You know, he's been hands off. He's been handling his other business ventures and letting Leon Rose cook. But it would have been interesting from the players' perspective to see James Dolan in the locker room last night. And Ariel Hukporti really, you know, took that well. You know, took that well. We also have Mo Brown, man. Moses Brown Jr. with the, Moses Brown III with the Westchester Knicks. Now, player of the month for the G League squad. 16 points and 16 rebounds on average for the month. Congrats to Moses Brown. He's another option that the Knicks could do. Should we waive Matt Ryan and bring Moses Brown up? Because he's just playing on another level, man. There's G League level, and he deserves a shot as well. So let's see what happens with Mitchie, man. Mitchie almost cleared for a full practice. Team's calling up Leon right now. Let us know what you would do. Does tonight change your opinion? Chance says Dolan showed Huck the love. to pressure to Tibbs to play him. You bet. I feel like people have been talking to Dolan. He knows what's up. Dolan is a billionaire, but he has a lot of people talk. CC says proud of Huck. Good minutes tonight. Matt Ryan's useless. Yeah. Landry Shamet, Cameron Payne. I think we can make serious upgrades. AP says Dolan heard you. The Huck is playing. Finishing the game out with the final possession, guys. So, yeah, you guys understand what's happening right now. I think Jericho Sims is going to get traded. It could free up a roster spot, and we just get simply a second-round pick, right? You got to do the necessary, free up a spot. Or we could get a player back, right? Here's the lowdown, guys. The Lakers, the Clippers, and the Milwaukee Bucks have been contacting the New York Knicks regarding Jericho Sims. Now, I've been looking at their rosters. For $2 million, remember, we can't take back any more salary than $2 million that Jericho Sims is earning. But the Lakers, the Clippers, the Bucks, they don't really have anyone that really entices me. I'd rather bring up Moses Brown, TJ Warren, Chuma Okeke. So if Jericho can just get us a second-round pick for the draft, and maybe we can find ourselves another hit. Because Leon Rose been hitting with these second-rounders, right? And maybe Sims can free up a roster spot so that we've got 2 spots after March. We can bring up TJ Warren, we can bring up Mo Brown, or we could get a buyout guy, Chris Duarte, Torrey Craig, the latest names to be waived by the Chicago Bulls. What are your thoughts on that, fam? As well. Buzzer Beater says, I never understood why we picked up Matt Ryan. Sharpshooter, and I think, every team ideally looks for more shooting, fam. But yeah, the other parts of his game didn't quite make sense because you've got to be able to defend, on a Tom Thibodeau team. The only thing that's been keeping Landry Shamet, holding on is that he's been able to defend a little. Yeah, right now he's kind of unplayable, man, because he just ain't hitting shots. And Matt Ryan also been unplayable for a minute now as well. Almighty Finesse, salute. We need another scorer off the bench. I agree 100% with that. Sexton, Kobe White. Get me in Lonzo Ball if we can, fam. Here's my idea of a home run trade deadline for Leon Rose, fam. Right? Step one, I think this simple inevitable is to swap Jericho Sims. If you can't get back a solid player like Javonte Green or a player that could eat minutes on the end of the rotation, you trade him for a salary dump. You open up a roster spot, you sign Torrey Craig on a buyout, right? Then you swing a deal. You try to get someone like a Lonzo Ball. You try to get someone like a Colin Sexton. And then with the big man situation, Mitch is ready now. Ariel Hukporti is looking real nice, right? I don't want Valanciunas now. I've changed my mind. And it does look like Jonas Valanciunas is about to be headed to the Phoenix Suns. As we speak, fam. As we speak. The Wizards and the Phoenix Suns are locked in conversations for a Yusuf Nurkic, Valanciunas European swap deal. So I would swap Jericho Sims for a couple of picks and we keep it moving, fam. We keep it moving. But OG Anunoby day to day, Drew Hanlon says buckle up right now. Hukporti showed me something that, how many other bigs are out there that's worth bringing in? Chris says yes to Moses. Tibbs playing 9 guys tonight, says Buzzer. Let me double check the box score for you. He really played 8, fam. Jericho Sims got 10 seconds. So, yeah. 8 really, he's going with an 8-man rotation. Jericho got 10 seconds on a defensive possession. So, really, we want 9, but he's not quite there yet. He's not quite there yet, fam. But hopefully when Mitch gets back, I think he will. Here's my ideal. Mitch plays next to Cat. Hukporti plays next to Precious. And then we've got dual big lineups that we can go to. Salute to David. I'm down for Torrey Craig on the buyout. I agree. TJ Warren, we definitely need to get up TJ Warren. I'm not going to lie. Where's the numbers? I'm going to bring it up right now, man. People lie, numbers don't lie. TJ Warren has been a complete bucket. Here we go. Look at these numbers, man. Incredible. TJ Warren, 33.7 assists. Ties his career high in Westchester. And Mo Brown, 19 points, 25 rebounds. I mean, these demons, man, they're demons among boys in the G League right now. And if we can clear Jericho Sims' spot, I've seen some people say cut Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan spot could be used for Moses Brown, but it can't be used for TJ Warren because TJ Warren is a veteran. He can't be on a two-way. Matt Ryan's on a two-way right now. But hey, we could cut Landry Shamet. Would you guys want to cut Landry Shamet? Almighty says Scoop B saying the Knicks could have interest in Kevin Durant. I mean, everyone is going to be on Kevin Durant. I agree. I think everyone. I haven't heard anything about the Knicks specifically, but it does look like KD is going to get moved, fam. I'm really starting to hear a lot more buzz. Drew Hanlon's talking about it as well. The NBA, big time NBA trainer. Sandman says we need some guys to drive to the hoop. Yeah, get guys in foul trouble. I like when we play bigger. I'm not going to lie. The Ariel Hukporti minutes were solid in the first half, and it really opened a lot of people's eyes too, fam. As JB becomes third in the franchise, 40-point games tonight. He gets the game ball. Let's salute to Jalen Brunson and give him his grade tonight. Bailed us out, once again. Not a perfect game. Not a great game overall, but bailed us out. He gets an A. Not his finest game, what I meant, but 28 points, 5 dimes, +1. Came in the nick of time. Don't forget, second night of a back-to-back, traveling across country or outside of the country. Still efficient, 10 of 21 from the field, 6 of 8. Got to the foul line, was hacked and whacked. I've seen people say, why doesn't JB wear a mask? Because he gets hit in the face so many times. We're going to see the masked man in Gotham soon, the way it's going, the way he drives with his head down and takes that contact. But yeah, really solid minutes tonight, 33 minutes from Brunson. So salute to Tibbs, mixing it up. 20 minutes for a deuce, 18 for Hukporti, 13 for Cam. So we did ease guys' minutes with Brunson tonight, and that helped his legs stay a little bit more fresh, right? We also have some latest on Mitch. According to Ian Begley, says I talked to one team earlier, and they said the Knicks aren't talking about Mitchell Robinson. So that's quite telling. I don't think we're going to get great value, even if the Knicks were looking to trade Mitch. So he's probably worth keeping more so than ever now. And we build around these other guys, Maybe Precious Achiuwa could be in the trade. He's an expiring salary. Maybe Jericho Sims, obviously, freeing up a spot. But I'm a lot more excited in terms of what we're seeing from Ariel Hukporti, and Tom Thibodeau's now on board, playing the man serious minutes as well. Yabusele, we know the Knicks are really interested in him. Had a big time performance once again. So I don't think we're going to be able to get Yabusele for just Jericho Sims, fam. It's going to be a case of it's going to have to be Precious, maybe one of our rookies and picks and pick swaps. But I can't see the Sixers trading Yabusele now that he's balled out. And the Sixers got a big win tonight. Salute Joey in the building. J.I. says TJ should definitely be brought up to the big club. We need some scoring off the bench. Yep. in case of injuries as well. Yeah, if Deuce misses time, offensively we are missing a lot without OG. You see tonight, guys, our offense went into a funk, and that's why Yabusele would be a great pickup. Right, he can score, man. The man's going to get paid, right? But Jericho Sims, his days are numbered. We wish him well soon. Daniel Tice, the Knicks have explored interest in him as well, although it doesn't appear to be really hot interest, but they are doing their due diligence. And yeah, the man from Lithuania looks like he's headed to La La Land potentially, or the Valley in a swap for Yusuf Nurkic as well. The Wizards are looking to get some compensation, and I think the Knicks have just drawn the line in terms of Mitch coming back. They like what they're seeing in Hukporti. I think they're just going to bring up Moses Brown. And yeah, maybe Precious is that guy. Maybe not. Maybe we rock with our bigs and we try to get another wing, like J.I. says. Almighty is not feeling Shamit. I agree with you on that one. Paula Salute. Great win, Neymar. What's up? AP says, going to be sad to see Sims leave. 4 years is 4 years. For a 58th pick, he's had opportunities. He's still relatively young, but I think we drafted our replacement for Jericho. I said it on draft night. It could even be a Precious or Mitch replacement at the end of the day. I mean, what we're seeing from Hukporti, the sky's the limit. I mean, yeah, he's young. He's got to clean up some things, but I think there's a lot of work that the big coaches can do with him, and he could be like a mold of clay, where he could be a Mitchell Robinson of the future, and Isaiah. Hukporti's got great hands. He can pass. Want to see more from him rebounding. Obviously, discipline was great tonight, staying on his feet, altering shots, guarding Scotty Barnes out on the island was amazing. Tough rebound to close the game out as well. He snatched a rebound off Jakob Pertl at the free throw line. But what do you guys think about the big trade as well? Quentin Grimes swapped for Caleb Martin. So, man, Quentin Grimes, man, I got love for Grimes Hive, but he's been passed around like a used car right now, like a rental car. With the Knicks to the Detroit Pistons, then to Dallas, now back on the East Coast to the Philly 76ers, man. Quentin Grimes, man, it's been a whirlwind 12 months for him now. His 4th team in 12 months. Right. Can Quentin Grimes stick? Is he going to get rerouted? Can the Knicks find a way? Quentin Grimes wants to get paid. He'd be a half a year rental because he wants to get paid. But it'd be interesting to see if Leon Rose. We drafted him, don't forget. It'll be very, very, very interesting to see if the Knicks have interest in Q Dot. But the Mavericks are trying to do more win now and solidify their future. Caleb Martin's on a 4-year contract, and they don't want to pay Quentin Grimes. So we'll see what happens out there. Looks like the Utah Jazz talk is they're not going to buy out PJ Tucker. They're, Danny Ainge is stingy, we know, and he's going to be looking for some second-round picks, possibly in a deal for that. So we wait to see who gets bought out. But yeah, I do like Torrey Craig, fam. It might be a quiet deadline for us, but if we get rid of Jericho Sims' roster spot, we sign Torrey Craig. We bring back Mitch. You bring up TJ Warren. Keep Hukporti and Mitch. And that's the couple of wings that we need. Torrey Craig, TJ Warren. Let us know if you guys have any other suggestions. But we definitely got to cut Shamit, I feel. He can't be traded, so we might have to cut Shamit, fam. Cameron Payne, he was quite irritating tonight, I'm not going to lie. Especially that sequence where he hoisted a 3 on the elbow, banked it off iron, and then falling out of bounds. He jacked up another 3 straight away. Man, just too much jacking from Cam Payne. We need more dishing from Cam Payne. Now, he got a 6 dimes tonight. But yeah, it's his shot selection that's just funky. and he was a part of that rough stretch where, teams can get back in the game. Now, you got a ride campaign. Sometimes he's hot, sometimes he's cold. But yeah, you definitely, we need more stability as a backup point guard. Does that open the door for Tyler Kolek now that Ariel Hukporti's in the rotation? Man, guys, I told you, Leon Rose hit last draft, man. I think he found 4 rotation players for the future. Tyler Kolek, TKO, Pacome Dardier, he's going to get his chance more than likely next season. Kevin McCullough, he's a defensive demon as well. I said he was the most ready-made rookie. It's just been the health concern. So once he gets up and going, he could be a huge piece. And of course tonight, man, our guy Ariel Hukporti stepping up, right? The other starters, we're going to hit on them, but obviously it's a twist in the tail tonight. So let's grade Ariel Hukporti performance off the bench, because yeah, without him, I mean, we're down to a 7-man rotation, and he gave us 18 major minutes, 3 of 3, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and I had a block that they didn't credit him for, but he did get that block on Scotty Barnes as well. +8, 6 points. This is a sign of things to come. If he continues to get more burn and more rhythm and more wind under him, I think you see the energy that he plays with. You see his potential, right? He's not the finished article, but you see great potential. So I'm going to go with the B+ for the Huckamania Hive. Salute, guys. Chris says, I don't like Grimes getting traded again. He was doing good in Dallas. Yeah, finances, fam. I think that was a business move. CC says, Hukporti comes with more than Mitch and Sims at this point. Health is key. We'll see how Mitch does. But yeah, I like what I'm seeing from Hukporti. And imagine when his confidence gets up, I mean, imagine when the owner comes to speak to you in the locker room. What does that do? We see it work wonders tonight. And no doubt about it, I think now that, once Sims gets moved, I think his confidence is just going to shoot up again. And hopefully he continues to reward Tibbs for these minutes, right? But another reason why, if we can't get a piece that we're going to need in the rotation, I do think that Jericho Sims getting a 2nd-round pick would be vital, because the Knicks only have a late 2nd-round pick in this upcoming draft from the Memphis Grizzlies. It's going to be after the pick 55. So if we can get another 2nd-rounder to try to hit a home run in this upcoming draft again, and that could add to our rotation for next season as well. We need more gems. Eddie M says we're 2-0 with Hukporti. I like it. Salute, fam. Yeah, I heard from Danny. I heard the Danny Ainge story. Almighty, he didn't even know that he was helping out the Lakers get Luka. Buzzer Beater says, should we go into the 2nd apron since the trade deadline is almost gone? Nah, fam. I think they will stay below. Just based on what I've heard financially, they want that flexibility. They don't want the clock to start ticking yet on these restrictions. But more than likely, they will go over the 2nd apron. They will go into the 2nd apron in the summer. Yeah, but not yet. I think not yet. This Hukporti coming from the 58th pick. Jericho Sims, 58th pick. Right, can you imagine the serendipity? Those two swap places. Ariel Hukporti, of course, wearing number 55, formerly worn as Isaiah Hartenstein as well. So it's all meant to be, fam. It's a sliding door situation right now. You see how his teammates really, are geeing him up, respecting him as well. Brings that change of energy. I think at every point in a season, even a championship level team needs that spark from a young fella, a rookie. You see these other teams getting a spark. These good teams, the Rockets, the Grizzlies, uncovering these young gems as well. It's about time that the New York Knicks, focus on that as well. Focus on this development, give them an opportunity. Give him an extended run, 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 12 minutes. Let the scouts cook. They scouted these guys. They obviously brought them in because they feel like they can help. I told you guys, they did scout Ariel Hukporti for over 2 years. He was in the last draft cycle before he copped the Achilles injury, and the New York Knicks took him, man, 58. They traded down with the Portland Trail Blazers for the 40th pick so that they could get another pick to get Hukporti in the building, right? But yeah, what's enticing is what people are saying. These Cat at the 4 minutes with Mitch next to him, Hukporti at the 5. I think that's the way to go with extra size, as the New York Knicks, can play bully ball with these other teams, fam. Cat at the 5, OG at the 4, we are susceptible to be intimidated a little bit down low, but you see the difference tonight when Hukporti was playing next to Cat. I mean, we absolutely bludgeoned them in the paint, fams. As I bring up the numbers once again, shout out to the chat. The New York Knicks won the rebounding, fam, 55-36, right? It was men among boys, we just needed to continue to go to the paint tonight. We were jacking on the perimeter a little too much. Quentin Grimes, I think he won't be coming back, but it will be a case of, other teams will be looking to try to pay him. Who's further along, Kevin McCullough or Pacome Daddier? Well, Kevin McCullough hasn't really played any NBA minutes yet, but in terms of where they're at in their games, Kevin McCullough is a more, he's ready for more minutes. Pacome Daddier is ready for minutes as well, but I do think Kevin McCullough is more ready on the defensive side. Kevin McCullough's here playing in the G League right now, and yeah, he's going to get his opportunities real soon. Freeway Hustler says, I think we're doing a little too much foul hunting sometimes. Yeah, I think it's still a case of, a season's going along and the Knicks haven't yet adjusted to what the NBA is trying to do. It's clear that they're trying to match the NBA game with FIBA. You hear all this talk with Adam Silver trying to, reduce the quarters, introduce this European league. They're trying to match the European game, international game, more with the NBA, and they've told the officials, let it play, and the Knicks are still failing to adjust. That's on us. Like you said, Cat's the number one culprit, man. You hear Cat crying, squealing, screaming. Just get your ass down the court, man, and D up. Right? They're either going to call the foul or they're not. No level of crying or screaming is going to do anything. I think it's just going to turn the officials against you, right? So the Tibbs got to get on these guys and tell them, hey, just shut up, lock down, D up, and don't give up these leads, And I think we'll be great. But that's taking away nothing from Cat's hustle. He's battling, man. 20 boards, 27 points. The man next up for his grade tonight. Dominant. Absolutely dominant first half, man. Double, I think, in the second quarter. And Karl Anthony Towns was big time. So he's going to get his grade right now. Karl Anthony Towns will get another A as well. He's having to step up the production without OG Anunoby as well. CC says, I can see them making moves within and probably getting Torrey Craig. I think there's some connections as well with Leon Rose, Torrey Craig. Let's see what happens. I think the Knicks are going to get active, man. I'm so excited for the second half of this season. Are you guys buzzing? Right, look out west. Things are crazy right now. I feel like the next big trade is going to hit. Jimmy Butler's going to get traded. The Bucks are going to trade Chris Middleton. Kevin Durant might get traded. The Warriors are desperate. I think they're going to get Vucevic, Nikola Vuce. the Chicago Bulls, man, are they going to wave some more pieces? Some of these other teams as well, right? I think Leon Rose got to be quick to swoop, right? Let's see if these guys pick us, because we are an attractive destination right now in the Mecca. Right, as we get to the next grade, the Knicks now 17 games above 500, right? Playing great basketball, gritting wins out even when they're not playing their best. And obviously 3 days rest now is going to be key, man. Would you guys bring back OG Anunoby for the Boston game? Let me know. Let me know right now. The fact that Precious filled in tonight, played solid, hit a buzzer beater, hit the corner three. Would you guys bring back OG Anunoby if he's fine to go after 3 days break on Saturday night against Boston? Or would you just hold tight? Almighty's Finesse says yes, get him back. CC says Torrey and Achua is a good combo off the bench. Yeah, with Deuce. I do want another scoring guard too, I'm not going to lie. If we can get Lonzo Ball, sign me up. Chris Duarte is the other name. You know, big Dominican population, stand up in New York City. Leon Rose used to be his agent as well. Or CAA used to be, or might currently still be his agency. So there's connections there as well, fam. Let's see what happens, man. But the Knicks hit. I've been telling y'all along the way, be patient with Hukporti. The organization really likes him. They drafted him, they scouted him. I think Tibbs was just doing the Tibbs, Tibbs of old. He was being stubborn, and he was, giving the veteran the first opportunity, which was Jericho. But the tide has now changed, where the future is coming in, and Ariel Hukporti's, under contract next season. Jericho Sims is not. And so if we can get an asset for him, it'd be a great piece of business. You've always got to be thinking about the future and what's next. Also, if you just want to compare their games, Ariel Hukporti's 22, Jericho Sims is 26, right? Can you imagine where Ariel Hukporti is going to be 4 years from now? 4 years from now, he'll still be younger than Jericho Sims is right now. And offensively, he offers more. So, these big coaches can work with him as well. What do you guys think about getting Patrick Ewing in there, Marcus Camby, getting into the gym to work out with Ariel Hukporti, Precious Achua, Moses Brown, and Mitch? Right. Give us a thumbs up if you want Patrick Ewing or Marcus Camby to come into the building and work out with these guys. I think they could benefit, man. Man, even the Dream Shake, man. Remember Amari used to get private lessons with the Dream Shake? Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, fam. Moses Brown, man. I really like what I'm seeing from him, fam. He's dominating the G. Am I going to do a stream on the trade deadline? Absolutely will. Set your notifications, like and subscribe. We're going to do a major trade deadline show like we always do every year. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be buzzing. Freeway says, let's get Kelly Oubre. I think the salary situation might be a little tough, but yeah, Precious might have to go for that to work. As reported by Hoops Hype guys, Jericho Sims has interest from the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Milwaukee Bucks, among other teams. So, credit to Jericho in terms of he's had a solid season by his standards, and I do think there's going to be some trade interest. There's a market from teams, including the Lakers, Clippers, Bucks. Sources tell Mike Scotto, Hoops Hype. And so, yeah, Jericho can set screens, he can rebound, he can give you those tip backs. The Lakers are looking for help right now, fam. If we can get back Jared Vanderbilt, I know the salaries don't match, but if we can find another way, get me Jared Vanderbilt, fam. The Clippers, they got Nicholas Batum. Obviously, I don't know if they're going to want to part with him. The Milwaukee Bucks got Marjon Beauchamp, the young project wing out there as well. But I do like Pacome Dardier more than him. But yeah, Drew Hanlon says buckle up, and OG is still day to day. So yeah, the answer to my question, my answer would be no. I would not risk OG Anunoby against Boston, fam. There's nothing to gain. I think just sit him out until Chicago after the All-Star break, fam. I've been talking to some guests that are going to be coming on the channel as well throughout the All-Star break. So once again, keep your notifications switched on, and you won't miss a beat of the latest Knicks buzz. But yeah, a lot of people liking these minutes from Hukporti and Cat. Christian Winfield of the Daily News giving him his props. Now, as we move along to the next guy tonight, man, Mikal Bridges, right? One of the league's leading efficient bucket getters from the field in the last 10 games around the NBA. Mikal Bridges has really turned it up offensively, guys. 7 of 13 tonight on a bum ankle, on a back-to-back. The league's Iron Man. Can we get some respect for Mikal Bridges playing hurt? Plus 14 tonight. 17 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. The one half of Wingstop continues to trade, fam. Wingstop is not closed, despite OG Anunoby resting, right? OG is out, but Wingstop continues to serve for everyone out here. 7 of 13. I like the 2 steals, 2 assists, plus 14, fam, in a close win. Mikal Bridges is really starting to show us something, some consistency. Scotty Scott Salute says, great performance from Huck. This was a perfect game from him to get into the flow and assert himself. Yeah, you see his aggression tonight. You see his, he's not shook. You know, he's got some dog in him as well. You know, we've seen it way earlier in the season. It's just been Tibbs, you know, and Dolan, maybe Leon had a word. Maybe it's just things have come to a head with the trade deadline. But yeah, Dolan, conversation last night, giving him a lot of confidence. But yeah, we're seeing that dog in Huck after he had that huge slam in preseason on the Charlotte Hornets. Then he slammed on Evan Mobley in the Cleveland Cavs game earlier. Now he's going to be able to work out with Mitch in the gym. Like I said, get Patrick Ewing out there. Get Marcus Camby out there, fam. He could be a serious rotation piece moving forward, Ariel Hukporti. You know, I think the Knicks plan to decline his second-year contract, team option, and sign him to a longer-term cheap deal. Kind of like the Miles McBride extension and the Mitchell Robinson kind of deal that we got on the cheap. Because if Ariel Hukporti is a factor for the rest of this season, his price is going to go up. So the Knicks have the team option for next season for $1 million. But for the CBA purposes, we won't have his full bird rights. So I think as a second round draft pick, we will decline his second year option and sign him to a multi-year deal. I think that would be smart business, guys. Troy says, yeah, Jared Vanderbilt, absolutely. We got some interest in some Raptors players as well. Guys were out tonight because of the trade deadline. Chris Boucher, fam, what do you think about Chris Boucher? Christian Holoko is another guy out there, says Stanley. I think Jericho Sims would be good in LA, not going to lie. Luka, you know, LeBron James throwing him alley-oops as well. Like Almighty Finesse says in the chat. The thing is, we never really look for Jericho Sims, you know. I'm not a Jericho Sims defender as well, but there are times, obviously, he hurts himself by not looking at the basket. But in terms of just the roll man, alley-oops, same as Mitch. And even times tonight, we didn't look for Ariel Hukporti enough, I think, as the roll man. You've got to make them pay by feeding the roll man. Guys, you know, the roll man is key. when the floor spacing ain't great. Because Ariel Hukporti has really good hands. We saw that clever little feed, the hockey assist to Midi Bridges down low. He's got good IQ, does Hukporti. He's played at the European level, played in Australia at the pro level. He's been around the block as Ariel Hukporti. Don't forget, guys, he might be an NBA rookie, but as a senior professional, he's 22 and he's been around the world. So he knows how to play the game. I think he can really, really help us. So I'm excited. I'm obviously excited to have Mitch back, but I also want us to beef up the wing situation and scoring, like you guys said. TJ Warren is playing too well to not be on an NBA roster. Same as Lonnie Walker as well. He had to go to Europe just to get a check. Man, this is crazy. I think the NBA got to expand ASAP. Buzzer Beater says, I want more trade insanity. You and me both. We keep the streets buzzing. Is there going to be a shock from the Knicks front? We've got the shocks from the other side of the world with the West Coast as well. But the East Coast and the Knicks, does Leon Rose make a surprising move? Let's see. As I said, guys, Landry Shamet cannot be traded, but he can be cut. So that'll be interesting to see whether they value that spot that he's brought, the minutes, or whether or not they just say, see you later, and eat that salary. That'll be very, very, very interesting. Rui Hashimura would be a pipe dream as well. Chris, I would like him, but yeah, he's on 17 mil. I think so. We would have to lose Mitch and Precious to get him in there. Chris Boucher's like 32, Altango. Little on the old side, but very productive. They're definitely keeping Huck Freeway. They can't trade Huck. He's actually got by way of default, he's got a no trade clause right now because he just signed his deal in season. Don't forget, Ariel Hukporti was on a two-way when the season began. The New York Knicks only signed him to the real roster spot during the season. So by default on the CBA, Huck can't get traded. So that they definitely ain't showcasing him. They're definitely playing him because they believe in him. So yeah, it could be the other way around. It could be they're trying to see what they've got in Huck to see if Mitch is expendable or to see if Precious is expendable. But more than likely, I think it's closely linked to Jericho Sims. I think the other guys are probably safe. We'll see what happens, fam. But don't forget, by default, we can sign a 15th guy in March without trading anybody. We can bring up TJ Warren. We can bring up the best buyout guy. And also we can make a trade, obviously, for Jericho Sims to free up that roster spot. So the way I'm looking at it, guys, I probably wouldn't trade Precious or Mitch. I'd do some moves on the margins right now. Cut maybe Landry Shamet. Trade Jericho Sims for an open roster spot. And then come March, we'll be able to have 3 roster spots to fill with buyout dudes, right? Because at the end of the day, trades are restrictive. You have to rely on another team to send you a player that's productive. But if the New York Knicks can free up these roster spots, we can sign players ideally that we think can come in and help. So I do think that's something to watch, right? Leon Rose does like to play money ball. If the Knicks actually trade Precious or Mitch, I won't be shocked. Almighty, I won't be, because obviously, it's a business financially. That will give the Knicks more flexibility. But yeah, it's going to come down to what have they got lined up, fam, as well. What's happening with CP3 in with the Spurs, fam? Right. I haven't heard anything specifically, but don't be surprised, guys, if you hear that Chris Paul is on the move, because he's seeing guys like LeBron link up with potentially someone else. The Lakers look enticing. The Knicks are enticing if he gets bought out. He's not a starter anymore. You know, he's backing up De'Aaron Fox. You know, if we could get Lonzo Ball or CP3 as a buyout, I would jump on that. You know, I love Deuce, but you can push Deuce to the 2 as he is, and then obviously Cameron Payne can get replaced. Man, what an upgrade that would be, right? If the Knicks can upgrade Cam Payne's spot with a Chris Paul or a Lonzo Ball, that would change our ceiling dramatically. Dramatically, I think we need a steady hand for the playoffs, fam. Cameron Payne now 1 of 5, a little erratic. You know, sometimes he's great, sometimes he's hot. Most of the time he's not. I think that's just the facts. Freeway Hustler 21 says, definitely love Huck's potential. Can be a threat offensively as well and defensively. Yeah, we saw tonight things we hadn't seen before, and Huck's ability to stay in front of, you know, a wing, a power forward wing, a combo forward, Scotty Barnes, that was key. I like his discipline tonight. Think about when his rhythm gets up and he's more confident as well. Is Pacome Dardier the next in line? Do we start to showcase Pacome Dardier? Now, Sexton will be good. I like that as well. Almighty. Salary-wise is going to be tricky. We would have to definitely give up Mitch to get Sexton in the building, right? But yeah, Mitchy Rob coming back real soon to a TV screen near you. We play Boston next up. He won't have practiced yet, but I think he might make a return after All-Star break, fam. That'll give him plenty of time to practice, you know, see how he pulls up after the scrimmage, and a look out for the first game after All-Star break, if he's still on the squad. If he's still on the squad. But yeah, we see how reliant we are on OG Anunoby, fam. Scoring-wise, Precious is stepping up, but man, there's a real spacing issue right now. There's a real spacing issue, I feel at times, especially when you're playing 3 non-shooters. Now, the starting 5, not so much, but when you take Cat out and you put Hukporti in there, and you got Precious, Hukporti, and Hart, or Precious, Mitch, and Hart. Sometimes it was Precious, Sims, and Hart previously, but thank God, you know, Tibbs went away from that. Juan V says, how is Pacome Dardier playing? Or how is Pacome Dardier not playing? How is Pacome Dardier playing in the G League? I won't say he's really jumping off the page. He's showing flashes, you know, like a traditional rookie does, you know, has sequences where he's, you know, utilizing his floor spacing. He can, you know, shoot the 3 ball. He can create a shot, but then sometimes he's a turnover machine as well. But defensively, you know, I think he's ahead of schedule. You know, for a 19-year-old, still building up some muscle, you know, getting used to the NBA physicality. I think we definitely got a player for the future. I think Pacome Dardier is definitely going to be a rotation piece. Johnny says Chris Paul will forever be on the Knicks radar. Absolutely. You know, he brings experience, family connections with Leon Rose. Yeah, we'll just see what plays out there, fam. Because I'm just looking at it like Chris Paul signed up to be a running mate for Wembanyama, you know. He took a very friendly salary to be a running mate with Victor Wembanyama. But when your role changes and all these options present themselves, he might not want to be a backup. You know, he might not want to be coming off the bench, because how many minutes is he going to get behind De'Aaron Fox? You know? So that could be interesting. Now for us, we could play different lineups. You know, imagine Brunson next to Chris Paul, pick and roll with Karl Anthony Towns, man, late in ball games. I mean, that's going to be unguardable, unstoppable from the offensive perspective. Now, defensively, it might be some problems, but Chris Paul, you know, he's not the worst defender. But yeah, I'm looking for value. I think Leon Rose will be looking to see if he can, let his keep some of his assets. Don't forget, when the summer hits, guys, we need some of these assets to pull off some bigger moves. You never know what's going to be brewing in the summer. You just never know. It might not be long until Devin Booker asks out in Phoenix. I think Giannis Antetokounmpo has an affinity for playing in New York one day. He continues to flirt with them, with that idea, playing in New York City, a big Greek community, international city. I think, the three, and we might be years away from this, and I might be jumping the gun, guys, but if there's three guys out there that Leon Rose, if the Knicks were to pull off another next big move down the line, I think three guys that could be out there that Leon Rose would be eyeing would be Devin Booker, would be Giannis Antetokounmpo, and probably Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards in Minnesota, because I think Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns, man, I think they love playing with each other. I think those brothers would love to link up one day, fam, minus Rudy Gobert and minus the frigid Minnesota, fam. That's just what I feel in the next coming 3-4 years. If either of those guys are available, I think Leon Rose would put assets on the table. Obviously, OG Anunoby would be one of them with his massive salary. Altango says Chris Paul on a vet min. Hell yeah, for sure. Hukporti is a keeper too, potentially defensive and offensive. Yeah, he's a player that plays both sides. You saw tonight finishing at the rim was strong, good hands, and you also see his ability to catch those passes down low and distribute. Next up, Precious Achiuwa's grade, 7 of 11, 17 points, minus 14. Gave us 8 rebounds, 6 offensive, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Extremely active night for Precious Achiuwa. Was part of some good lineups and some not so good lineups tonight, but he really stepped it up in terms of absence of OG Anunoby. So I'm going to pull up the grade for Chewy. He gets the B+ tonight. Second night starting in the absence of OG Anunoby, man. I'm glad that we've got someone that we can turn to, because we're really not missing OG so much on the defensive side, more so on the offensive side, I feel, with the floor spacing. Next up, Mikal Bridges, the mid-range assassin now, right? Formerly DeMar DeRozan, but now is Mikal Bridges, the NBA's mid-range assassin, right? He's top 10 in the league in field goal percentage in the last 10 games. 7 of 13 tonight. Efficient again, 17 points, plus 17. 2 steals, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Not a complete game, but when we needed him in the first half, he was dominant. So, Midi Bridges, he's going to get the B+ as well. Mikal Bridges. We hung on just late. Smash that like button, guys. You're buzzing. These second aprons, AP, it's all about you can exceed these aprons. It's just your team is so restricted with future picks and all that. But what Phoenix are trying to do is they don't care. They're just trying to go all in, man. They're literally just pushing all their chips in the table right now to the detriment of their future. Buzzer gives Cat the A. You agree with me on that one? Juan V says Knicks always get shortchanged on trades. Give us some examples, fam. The Cat trade wasn't shortchanged. We shortchanged Minnesota. CC says Precious can hit those corner threes, but overall not consistently taken them. Yeah, you don't want him falling in love with that shot. It's not a high volume kind of shot, But if you can, yeah, if you can chuck up 2 a game, hit one of them, and be 50% on low volume, I'll take it. I'll take it, man. You know, he's developing. He's chewy. Now, one of my theories towards this trade deadline, guys, is also Brock Aller and Leon Rose will be thinking about the future. What I mean by that is Precious Achua, expiring salary. Mitchell Robinson has got salary on his contract still. So maybe Precious is the odd man out. You know, the Knicks like to get continuous money on their books so that they can use it in future deals. If you lose Precious Achua in the summer and you don't want to re-sign him, you lose an asset. You lose an asset for nothing. And so does that mean now that we just go and flip Chewy and bring in a guy that has money left on his deal so that we have an asset? Right. You got to think of it that way, guys. You got to think about, okay, how are we going to continue to build this team out for the future? Right now, one of the reasons they are going to trade Jericho Sims is because his deal is about to end, and we have Ariel Hukporti now. You know, but Jumpman Sims, yeah, if we don't deal him this deadline, you know, we're on the clock to give him some money in the summer, and we don't know if we're going to be in that position yet. We don't know if we want to be in that position. So the Knicks want to flip him now, get a player, or get some picks. But could that be the same thing, the same way that we approach the Precious Achua situation, right? That could be something that we're looking at as well. Because don't forget, we asked Precious to waive his no trade clause in the summer, and he did. He waived it. So by all accounts, by expectations, there was a chance that Precious was going to get dealt. You know, maybe some value comes across our way, right? A lot of teams are watching these performances like tonight, fam. If Precious Achua can get you 2 players that can help you, or an upgrade, do the Knicks really, take that gamble and move Precious? But he's been playing pretty well this season, so it is going to be very, very interesting. But obviously, we want pieces to compete in the playoffs right now. So Almighty says, would the Spurs potentially buy out CP3? Yeah, absolutely. I think they would. It would take CP3 going to them and saying, hey, you guys are fully focused on the future now. You've got De'Aaron Fox. You owe me 10 million. How about let's cut a deal? You pay me 6 million and cut me, and the other team can pay the rest of my salary. That's generally what happens, like the Kemba Walker trade, the Kemba Walker buyout with Oklahoma. And yeah, I mean, CP3 got to be looking at all these sexy destinations now. His Banana Boat brothers, LeBron playing out there. He might want to finish his career with him on a buyout. He might want to go play with Harden and Kawhi. He might want to team up with Leon Rose and Jalen Brunson. And if he went to the Spurs front office and said, buy me out, I think the Spurs would buy him out. But no one's trading for CP3, right? He's earning 10 million. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense, to give up any assets for CP3. But yeah, man, buyout, hell yeah. I think every team in the league will be looking to, every playoff team will be looking to get CP3. There's rumors that Lonzo Ball and the Bulls are just looking for 2 second rounders for Lonzo Ball. I would do that in a heartbeat as well. Also, if the Knicks could get Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, definitely look at the Bulls, fam. They're not in our division. They might want to tank. They might not even make the play-in. The Bulls might continue a fire sale, fam. But yeah, part of me feels like the Knicks are just missing another wing and another bona fide ball handler off the bench, fam. Like if you got Alonzo Ball and a Kobe White on this team, and players like that, even a Javonte Green would be solid. Now he played last night. I saw with the Pelicans. He had 26 minutes, finished with 4 points, 4 assists, I think four rebounds. Not a great game last night from Javonte Green, but he would be a guy that could eat minutes, play defense, you know, back up our wings off the bench defensively, and then maybe play next to TJ Warren. I think we got to replace Landry Shamet's minutes right now. This 8-man rotation's not sustainable. And obviously you assume when Mitch is healthy, he's probably going to take Hukporti's minutes or Precious's minutes. So we're still going to need another wing, you know. Right now he's taken Shamet out of the rotation, but we still need somebody to come in after the trade deadline. Matt Ryan's not going to be that guy, you know. So Josh Hart tonight. Hart finished 7 of 17, 15 points, +3, 6 dimes, 7 rebounds, hit 1 3. Josh Hart, 41% from the field. Just a workman type performance from Hart, +3 in the box score. So I'm going to give Josh Lyon Hart his grade right now. Solid performance from Hart. Right, kept battling. He's going to get... Well, actually, let me upgrade. I'm going to upgrade Josh Hart to an A-. A-. He was aggressive, taking it to the cup, and definitely keeping us in check when the chips were down. Tom Thibodeau, the Hukporti minutes is a major tick, right? I understand that he's short-handed without OG Anunoby. Some of the lineups are a little funky still. I like him to reduce campaigns minutes. Second night of a back-to-back. So Tibbs gets the dub, back-to-back dubs, so he'll get a B from me. Tom Thibodeau gets the B. Almighty says CP3 is an upgrade over Payne. Hell yeah. Joker's going to be making a lot of money. Troy, absolutely. Vaughn Allen says Knicks front court passing really well in the interior right now. Yeah, I like that. The 1-2 assist from Hukporti to Bridges. That one was great. But yeah, let's see who gets bought out. Guys, yeah, I'm really, really excited for the live stream, the trade deadline show. Juan V says Lonzo Ball would be a good player as a backup. Yeah, so you like that one as well. Yep. El Tango 45 says Bulls for sure. I said it before. Ayo and Jay Smith for Precious and Sims in a few seconds. Vaughn Allen says Tibbs coached an excellent game tonight, managed damn near flawlessly. Would have liked him to call a few timeouts earlier, yeah, during that crazy run. But yeah, you know, we got the job done. You know, he relied on the captain once again to bail us out with Cat. Cat was just so dominant in that first half. You know, Jakob Pertl, Scotty Barnes getting locked up by Huckamania. Let's give the next grade, Deuce McBride, 20 minutes, 2 of 5. Quiet night from Deuce, man, 4 points. Didn't get to the foul line, didn't hit a 3 tonight, did Deuce, but gave us 2 steals and an assist. Okay, so yeah, Deuce McBride. Yeah, once again, another reason why we probably need Alonzo Ball, CP3, another ball handler next to Deuce, so that he can play off ball and get into a rhythm. So I'm going to give Deuce the grade right now. And when the Deuce is loose, we're on a roll, but when he's struggling, we really need a boost. I like his assist and 2 steals, so Deuce will get a C+, but yeah, we're vulnerable off the bench, fam. We need more. We need more. We got great minutes from Hukporti tonight, okay minutes from Deuce, and poor minutes from Campaign, who's going to get a D. Actually, no, that's a little harsh. He did give us 6 dimes, so I'm going to give Cameron Payne a C for tonight. So yeah, He did rectify things by getting us 6 dimes, but 1 of 5's not going to cut it. You know, 1 of 5, 1 of 3 from distance, but did get to the foul line. Hit 4 of 5 from the foul line, did Cameron Payne. 7 points plus 5. So yeah, eventful night, fam. We'll do a stream, not tomorrow, but the next night, right, as we gear up for the big game against the Celtics on Saturday night, fam. But the New York Knicks rattle off 2 straight after losing to the Lake Show. The Luka Doncic trade shaking up the league. De'Aaron Fox. Who's next, man? Kevin Durant. The Warriors are getting desperate right now. It looks like Valanciunas is not coming to us, which I'm good with. You know, the way Hukporti played tonight, you know, he's better defensively than Jonas Valanciunas. He can pass, he can score down low as a finisher, at least. He can guard out on the perimeter tonight. Very, very encouraging minutes, fam, from Ariel Hukporti tonight. What happens with Jericho Sims? We'll be closely watching, fam. Next up, as the streets continue to buzz. Great stream tonight, guys, in the chat. Salute to you all, big up. Trade deadline's going to hit, fam. We'll be ready. We'll be doing the trade deadline show Thursday night. Let's get it. Thursday night. Trade deadline show. Who's here? Who's coming? What's happening with the rest of the league? We'll be covering it. And some. Plenty of trades to come to shake up the league in the East right now. But the New York Knicks, as I just pull up the standings and the action from tonight, the Orlando Tragic are slipping, but the Pacers are coming up now. We still have a 4-game cushion, but the Bucks, we have 6 games on the Bucks. The Pistons, the Heat, the Magic, all the way down to 8. But the big game on Saturday night, a race for the 2nd seed. Can the New York Knicks put more pressure on the Boston Seas? Right, it's going to be a must-watch TV. It's going to be box office. As we see the Celtics defeat the Cavaliers tonight. So they didn't let up tonight. The Bulls got a big win over the Heat. How the mighty have fallen, man. The Miami Heat. They're not even a threat, man. I don't even sweat the Miami Heat anymore, man. Jimmy Butler's going to get moved. The Sixers with Joel Embiid back pulled off a tight win, but then they've ruled out Joel Embiid for tomorrow night. So you can't trust him, man. He plays well tonight, and then they rule him out for the next night, man. The guy can't play back-to-backs. It's a disgrace, man. The Sixers cannot rely on Joel Embiid, man. He's done. And so are the Sixers, I think. It's between the Cavs, the Celtics, and the Knicks. I'll give the Pacers respect because, you know, they've got depth. They beat us last season. We were banged up, but the Pacers have got some talent. But then it's a steep drop-off, fam. We're beating the Bucks twice already. I think we're confident against the Detroit Pistons, and then the rest make up the field right now. Yeah, let's talk about it Thursday night, everyone. Peace. Go Knicks. Let's go. 34-17. JB does it again.